All right, the warm down. I think I needed a warm down after that last night, but yeah, let's talk about Man United 1, FC Twente 1. Disappointing result, and I think above all, a disappointing performance. And I want to just jump into, I guess, a little bit on what I thought happened and why we did see such a disappointing result. Number one, intensity. There was just no intensity throughout. Everything I think we saw in terms of high pressing, the movement, the sharpness of it, the interchanging of passing, and how we were creating opportunities and forcing Crystal Palace back. Didn't see any of that against FC Twente. They are a better team. I would expect maybe they'd have more possession, but that doesn't mean that you don't try and impose your game on them. Doesn't mean that you don't try and push them back and work on what you want to be good at. Maybe take a bit of a chance. It was another game where the opposition manager was talking in the pre-match press conference about catching us out on the transition and how that would be the opportunity. I think again we showed that isn't the case. We are more secure, we are more careful, we are better put together in terms of a structure that's not going to happen. But the other side of that was also that we were starting to dominate the ball. We were pushing things back. I think we finished on about 57% possession, but I think they let us have the ball for about the last 15 minutes. So I think that's got a bit skewed from there. It was very even. I think we allowed them too much. And it almost seemed like the players thought the way to manage an opponent is to just take it easy, take the sting out of it. And that isn't really it. I think what you want to do is really inject some pace into your play, force them back, keep them on their toes. If you're going to go in there and be almost lethargic in the end in the way you go about things, I don't think that's a recipe for success. I think that is you giving them confidence, and I think that showed. So really, really disappointed in the fact that there was no intensity there, and I would say that comes back to the manager. I understand sometimes first halves can be weird. They can sort of come out and you have the best intentions, you don't reach that. But after half time, you sat there for 15 minutes. I think that should have been the one thing you were drumming into them. Great, you're a goal up. Now let's up the intensity. Let's keep them honest. And I think we can keep them out. Two, mistakes. Look, mistakes are part of football. Mistakes happen. You're not going to avoid all mistakes at all times. But there are a few things that, to me, kind of shine the light on how we are a bit maybe inexperienced and not picking the correct choices that make things easy. If we go back to the chance in the first 10 minutes that they had, the corner comes in, it's going out the opposite side for a throw in, and for some inexplicable reason, Diogo Dalot is trying to backheel it off the player to win a throw that he's already going to win if the ball just rolls off. I like Dalot. I'm going to talk a little bit more about him in a moment, but that particular choice of trying to win a throw when you don't need to ended up giving away a really good chance that, the angle was against him, but was unnecessary. And again, kind of, we recovered well from it, but could have gone, a very different way from there. He did it again in the second half. He didn't really learn his lesson. Diogo, just take a throw in, mate. Just take it. From there, a couple of the things. Lisandro Martinez, again, another game where he's going so tight, and I'm not quite sure why he's going so tight. But there's no need sometimes to dive in and make these fouls. Just apply the pressure, get close to him. If you don't get the ball, little shoulder check, stop him running off you. You've already gained something out of it. He can't get in the box. Job done. You don't need to go in there winning it. They took a free kick. Okay, it was easily saved, but that precipitated, I think, a little bit of a stronger burst from them that did result in their equaliser. And then the equaliser, I mean, a couple of things. One, the right back advancing, just foul him. Just foul him in his half. Don't let him go anywhere. If he gets to your half, foul him in your half if it comes to it. And then eventually when Ugarte did as well to win the ball back, Eriksen, and I love Eriksen. What a great goal. I want to talk about that in a moment as well. But just, you've got to be looking over your shoulder and you give the ball away there. Onana oddly didn't sort of cover his near post. That was very odd. I mean, he seemed to anticipate the far post shot coming in and left his near post unguarded, which I couldn't really understand either. And again, we're now being punished for these individual errors, and that was a bit of a blast from the past. Overall, the whole thing felt a lot like a game from last season, and I for one didn't need that, and I really hope we get to Sunday and we start to see a pushback to the performances that we were seeing up until that game. What can we take from it? Any positives? I've got a few positives. I think that what Diogo Dalot is doing when we do have the ball is working really, really well. I think we need some other people to contribute a bit more in that regard. I understand it might be instruction for Dalot to make these movements and go to these places because you are comfortable with Lisandro Martinez shifting left, with Eriksen coming out to that spot. But there's got to be something else in the works where something's happening on that right side. I think Ahmad is starved of support. And we saw one really good moment where he was able to burst past the defender and win a corner. We need to be getting him that more often in the game. But it did work very well. The overloads helped us get that goal. And a lot of our good play did come from, I think, the instructions that are being set out and the plan that's being set out. Just need the intensity to be doing that the whole game. Another plus point, we didn't concede a late goal. We conceded a lot of late goals last season, and I think that there is something that we may have had in the back of our minds as well. We're trying to stack up some clean sheets, build some confidence that we won't concede because we don't score a lot of goals. And I do maybe understand some of the hesitation in forcing it a little bit when you are a goal up. I'm not talking about forcing it forward, I'm talking about the intensity to force them back. You can always come back, reset, and rejig from there, and that was something that we didn't do very well. Overall, disappointed, man. Just disappointed, and a lot of the positivity that I gained over the last 3 games has sort of waned. Also, with it being, I think, the best opponent that we played against this season, I think what we really need is on Sunday to see something more positive, more energetic, a bit more on the ball, and we're playing against the Tottenham side that I think actually provides us a great opportunity to do that. So guys, that's been the warm down. Let me know what you think down below, and let's hope Sunday is the one.